What's going on, everybody? It's your guy. It's the Traffic Link. I'm here to talk to all my practitioners. If you are in integrative medicine, or you are in neurofeedback or any kind of health-based, like patient-based business, and you're dealing with patients on a day-to-day basis, if you're at what I would call like at the top end of medicine, where people are actually coming to you as the person they need to get their ouch fixed, right? Or they need to get their brain together. You need to understand that you may not be in a position to go viral. And what do I mean by that? Because nowadays, the big deal is that everybody wants to go viral. Everybody wants to live in this place where they're ready to get more patients. They're trying to get to the next level. And I understand that. We all want to grow. It's the main reason why we go into business, not only to help people and be able to be successful at that, but to make an income doing it, right? We want to make an impact and we want to make an income. And we're going to talk about the systems that you need to have in place. And so that you, when you do get to a place of influx, right, you get to an inflection point, you're ready to take on that business in a way that makes people feel like you care about them and like you're going to treat them well. Because at the end of the day, people are completely vulnerable when they come see you. When they come see you, something's up, right? We can agree to that. When people come see you, there's something going on that makes them feel a little bit uneasy about themselves, and they're looking for you to be the doctor that's going to help them get to where they want to go. Right. And in that moment, there is such a need for building trust. And if you're not building trust in those moments, you could be hurting yourselves and hurting others as well. You may be the best practitioner in the world, but if people don't feel like you care about them, they'll never go past that first base to giving you the information to get on your books so that you can do what you do and what you went to school for. I'm here because I want to help those that make the biggest impact in the world. I feel like by helping you solve the problems of getting to more people, I'm actually attaining or being in line with my purpose. So we're going to talk about that today. So I don't know how long this is going to be, but we do have an hour. It's office hours with the Traffic Link. I'm your host. I'm Xavier Finch. You can find me on all socials at the Traffic Link, and we're going to go into it. Okay, we may not even get into the Traffic Link app at all, but let's talk about some of the basic things that happen when you're dealing with people. Because most of you guys already have your EHR together, right? You already have your patient records. You have that system in place. We're not talking about that. Some people would come to me and say, well, look, I have all my medical records together. Okay, good. But are your medical records helping you get people in the door and helping them stay in the door? Well, it's one thing to get people's attention. It's the next thing to be able to handle that attention in a way that feels ethical, moral, and like you actually care. You want people to feel like they're coming home and they're not just going out to a specialist that's just out to give them bad news or give them whatever the case is, take their money. You know, you hear it all the time, right? Or my practitioner only wants to take my money. They're not really offering. That really starts at that first thing, okay? So first and foremost, what I would probably recommend it for you is that if you're in a growth phase, right, you're looking to take on more patients, then you need to prioritize those patients by giving them what's necessary in order for them to get into your office. So for instance, you should leave a certain amount of time open for new patients every week so that they can get in within 3 to 5 business days of the time that they book with you. And I know that might be a little bit of a challenge, but the great thing about challenges is with intention, you can overcome them. So we're going to talk about that, right? We're going to talk about what that looks like. So let's just go straight into it. One thing you can do, you know what? And I said I wasn't going to go into the Traffic Link app. We can actually go into it right here and right now. So let me go ahead and transition over there, and I'll show you guys what we can do to handle this. Now, if you haven't been with the channel long, you probably don't know this, but I have this demo account called Example This, right? It's my way of saying example this, but with a little more flavor, okay? The first thing you might can do is just go into settings. You're going to go into calendars. Right, we're going to create a new calendar, and we're going to call it the new patient calendar. so that anytime somebody books with you, if you're online, if you're advertising, if you're trying to get into that digital space where you can grow your business, then you're going to need to have assets, or you're going to have tools. And the Traffic Link app is one of those that's going to help you get there. We may be rebranding soon to kind of address more of the medical side of things, but right now it's the Traffic Link app, okay? So let's go into the Traffic Link, and we're going to go create a new calendar. When we go ahead in here and create a new calendar, we're going to create a personal. We're going to create a personal booking calendar, right? Basically, it schedules one-on-one meetings, aka patient meetings, right? And basically allows you the ability to schedule where it's just one doctor to one doctor, or one doctor to one patient. Now, if you have a collective of people, like if you have a number of different practitioners in your office, then you can go with the collective, right? Where they can meet with multiple different doctors they can choose. Yeah, I want to meet with Dr. Smith. I want to meet with Dr. Brown. I want to meet with Dr. Schechter, or whatever the case is. Whoever's in your, and it depends on how you're set up. I imagine that in your office, and there's probably a number of different doctors that are there, right? Or you might have somebody that might be a patient success coordinator versus somebody that might be a doctor, and depending on what's going on at the time, you may or may not want them to meet with you at that time. So we're going to go with, just for the purpose of demonstration, we're going to go into personal booking, right? Now, when you go into personal booking, what you can do is you can call it new patient. I'm going to call it new patient. I'm going to call it new patient calendar. You guys with me? All right, just checking. Let me check something over here. All right, just a second. Let's get this messed up. All right. All right. And let's go ahead. All right. I'm just doing a check, making sure everybody's with me. All right, you guys are with me. All right, cool. All right. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go create this. We're gonna say select a team member. We have a new team member. We have John Quincy is our only team member. That's our example team member. Like, you can select one person out of this thing. You can go to widget / booking, because new patient preferred, right? Is it R? 2 R's? Yeah. New patient preferred. Okay. Okay. So we're going to go to, all right, so we're going to go, we want to set, like, you can set your office hours here, right? And you can say you want it to go from 9, so you want your patient intake time to be between 10 and 2, right? Because you don't want them to be rushed. You don't want your staff to be rushed. You want everybody to kind of be woo-saw, right? Let's go in here into advanced settings and see what we have options here. So we're going to go into here. Now, this is where you can go into setting what you want it to be. So, say you only want new patients between 10 and 2 on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Oh, my bad. Tuesdays and Thursdays. So we'll get rid of Wednesdays and Fridays. Okay. And you want it to be between 10 and 2. So you can set this particular time. If somebody is a new patient and you have in your profile, if you're integrative medicine, I know y'all are really forward with your presence online, because it's a lot of education that goes into what you do. People don't really understand integrative medicine and what that is, and really what it is, just kind of merging the two. If you're watching and you don't know what integrative medicine is, it's kind of merging or creating the merger of like traditional medical medicine, like we know, like take a pill type of medicine, and naturopathic medicine is kind of like take a herb type medicine. And you're using all those things, and it's maybe like including other healing practices throughout the world, right? You're integrative. You're integrating all these different medical practices, and you know that it takes a lot of education. So y'all may have like a link in your bio that says, "Hey, let's get on a one-on-one call, or let's have a consultation. Let's see where you're at." And you might have them walk through like an intake form, and then you'll get them into a calendar situation. But the first thing you should do is prioritize these people. Now you might have a new patient calendar like this, right? We're going to walk through this. You can take forms. You can if you need to take medical information, like for instance, if you want to take, or not medical information, you want to take payment information, you can do that at this time, or you can bypass that. That's something that you can definitely do. You can set up your email notifications so that if they need to reschedule, if they need to cancel, you can set all that up, right? And it's a link that goes out, and it's really easy to set that up. And then you can go ahead and just save out of this, but you would create a new patient calendar, right? And then you may go back and hit save. Now most times if you get a new patient, when you get a patient, if they're new, you're going to give them a new patient calendar, right? So if they're looking, if they search you up, they put you in ChatGPT and they find your information, you want them to go to the new patient calendar. Now, for those that are currently or already your clients, or they're already patients of yours, then you might have a different process for them. They might be getting on the phone call. You might be having email notifications going out, or SMS notifications going out saying, "Don't forget to book your next appointment." Like my dentist is really good at this. Those people are on their game when it comes down to following up. And this is what I mean by you not being ready to go viral, because there could be an influx of people that are coming to see you about what you're doing. You might actually hit the jackpot one day, and somebody might say, "Okay, good, I want to book with you." But can you imagine what's going to happen if 30 new people came to you right now and they were ready to book, and you didn't have the systems in place? Like you didn't have a preferred calendar, and you didn't have a existing patient calendar, and there was like a conflict. Can you imagine what your staff would feel like at the front desk if they had to answer the calls all the time, right? We're trying to handle that, and because it is possible for you to grow and scale your business without you being overworked, overburdened, or feeling like this is just entirely too much. There is a way forward for you so you can feel like you're in control of your booking, so that your business can run smoothly, so that your practice can run smoothly. Because human resources are the most important resources, right? Getting somebody to come work with you is one of the most important things you can do in your business. And if you're burning out your front of house staff, or your front office staff, because they're always on the phone, or people are missing calls, or they're not answering calls, or they say, "Hey, we can't get with you. We'll get back with you. Please leave a message." Nobody's leaving a message. They're going and calling the next person. They're not going to wait for you because they have a need. And again, you want to establish that know, like, and trust factor right off the bat. You want them to feel like they're coming to talk to their favorite grandma. You want them to feel like they're coming to talk to their favorite uncle, right? They're coming to you, patients are coming to you because they have something that's an ouch. And you don't want to add to the ouch by not having the proper systems in place. So establishing something like a new patient calendar to give them preferential treatment for new patients is going to be key. Right. And then having a system that allows your existing patients to be able to reach you. A lot of practices pretty much already got that down. Right. You pretty much know that if people want to reach you, maybe you give the people that need to book with you a specialized number. right? And in the traffic link app, we can actually do that, so that if somebody is calling a specific number, it's gonna ring to a specific person, and then that person then can answer the phone. So for instance, if you have a multi-line system in your business, right, you have a line 1, 2, 3, right, and so a lot of practices do either digital lines or actual phone lines, old school phone lines. You can have certain numbers ring for certain individuals, and that's another way. Let me tell you this one thing too. When it comes down to establishing your marketing operation systems, there's more than just marketing, right? When I say marketing operation systems, think of it like a pitcher and a catcher, right? If you're in a baseball game, you're a pitcher and a catcher, right? Except maybe we reverse the rules a little bit. You want the person to be able to hit the ball, right? Or you want imagine your patient is the batter, okay? When you're pitching the ball, you want somebody to catch the ball if the batter doesn't hit the ball. Like if your potential patient doesn't knock the ball out the park, you want something back there to catch that ball and throw it back to the pitcher with feedback, right? To say, hey, they didn't quite swing at the fastball. Maybe let's throw a curveball next time. Or they didn't quite swing at the ball when it was low in the zone, down low. But so maybe let's move it up closer to the waist and make it easier for them to hit the ball, because you want your patients to hit a home run whenever they're coming to speak to you at your practice. So you got to think about that. And when I say marketing operation systems, I'm talking about that. You want to make it easy for people to be able to engage with you. You want people to make it easy so they feel like, oh man, doctors is like really on his game. Like I really love going to see the people down there, at Brain Excel or whatever the case is, if you're in the neurofeedback business, right? You want people to feel like, okay, yeah, I like the way they treated me, so I'm going to refer my friends. And people often think that referrals have to be done after the service is provided. No, that's not true. The truth is, they can refer people just based on how you treated them coming in the door. Even if you had a long, like a long wait period before you can get a new patient in, if you treated them well and you gave them education while they wait, that's another thing you can do. They'll feel like, oh, they're different, right? Okay, let me give you a good example. Say, for instance, somebody's coming in to do a neurofeedback treatment, and they want to come in and they want to figure out what's going on. You can tell them while they wait in a systematized way, like this is the history of neurofeedback, right? How neurofeedback has helped a number of different people. Here are some here are some actual client case studies that we've been able to generate. Wow. XYZ, right? Same thing with integrative medicine. Here's the history of integrative medicine. Here's some of the main principles with integrative medicine. Here's how we've been able to help people in the past. Here's some actual client testimonials so that you can feel good about coming in. If you gave somebody that kind of treatment right up front, like right off the bat, they're referring somebody before they even get to the appointment. So imagine the influx there, right? Imagine that you wanted to go from where you're currently at now and you wanted to add a 20 to 30% patient booking. Right? You want to increase your book of patients by 20 to 30%. Do you feel like maybe something like that would be beneficial? Do you feel like that would help that cause? I think so. Because I know me, when I book my dentist that I love, and I love how their follow-up system is set up, they don't do that. When I went in to book my teeth whitening, they didn't say, okay, these are the benefits of teeth whitening, but these are also what you have to watch out for, right? There's another opportunity. So you can set your calendar up so that people are getting this education while they're waiting to come into the office. And I think this is a great opportunity that a lot of medical practitioners are missing out on. And I get it, right? You're busy. Get in there and do those type of things, right? You need to do these things, but who's going to do it? The people at the front desk are tied up with answering phone calls and billing, right? You got all your all your assistants and all the people that your nurses, everybody's busy taking care of patients. Who's going to step in to implement systems like that? I think, and that's where I come into play. But these are things. But these are things that you definitely can put into play for your practice, so that you can be able to, move forward and be able to scale your business without it taking too much more of your time. In fact, the great thing about having these systems in place is that it's going to actually give you back your time. One of the main ROIs is actual time savings. And time savings can be converted into financial profit, right? Because if you have more time, you can invest more time to make more profit, right? If you gave everybody a good treatment right off the bat, that no like and trust factor is going to be sky high, and they're going to want to come back and deal with you again. Okay. So we can talk. Let's jump back in. Well, should we jump back in? You could probably catch it on other videos, but you can set up nurture sequences that's going to allow the automation side to work with your EHR, so that you can get patient information back and forth, so that we can start nurturing these people as they're coming in the door. And again, we are HIPAA compliant. So the traffic link actually is HIPAA compliant. So if you're concerned about that, we got that taken care of. That's kind of the fundamentals. So, you know what? We got another. What do we got? Another 36 more minutes. Let's go ahead and jump in and show you what that nurture sequence would look like really quick. Okay. So let's just jump back into the traffic link app. We're going to transition you back over there. Let's jump in here, and we're just going to jump into automation, right? We're going to go into the automation. So say you got the new calendar booked. Now we're going to jump in here. We're going to create, we got to go, we're in the settings. So let's jump out of the settings. We go into automation. Okay. So we're going to go into create a workflow. Actually, we're going to create a folder. In this folder, we're going to create a new patient, preferred. Okay. Okay, and then we're going to go to let's go. What did I do with it? New patient preferred. There we go. Jump into this folder. We're going to create a new workflow. Okay, and then we're going to start from scratch. So we're going to start from scratch. So we're going to go, and there's some recipes in there that you can use. Granted, I'm kind of showing you guys what it would be like if you guys had somebody on staff that they can do it for you, or you have somebody that you can dedicate, or you maybe even being the founder of your practice, maybe can do something like this yourself. But trust and believe, we can do this for you. Like, generally speaking, most of the people I'm going to work with in the integrative medicine and like the neurofeedback or any kind of patient care or healing based business, I'll be doing the work for you. We'll be doing a consultation, and the work will be done for you, right? But in the case that you want to do it yourself, it's good to show you how to get it done, or how I do it, right? This is my BTS. This is my behind the scenes. Okay, so we're gonna call new patient nurture. We're gonna call it that. Okay, first thing we're gonna do is set up our trigger. So our trigger is gonna be basically from a calendar or appointment. Customer booked appointment. Okay. And I'm going to change this from customer to patient because it's best to be in context. Okay. All right. So we're gonna. Oh, and let's set the filter. We got to add the filter of what calendar we're dealing with. So in calendar, new patient calendar, save. Okay, and then we're gonna say we're gonna create an email, or actually let's do a wait. We always want to start with a wait. In any time because you want the system to be able to catch up. You don't want it to miss anybody. And if you rush it, you can miss somebody. So we're going to set it up for 30 seconds. That's enough time for the system to catch up. We're going to wait 30 seconds. Then after that, we're going to create some notes on the account or the contact record. And we're going to say workflow number. I'm just going to put this as 100. So NP 100, new patient 100. Dread, new patient. And basically this is a note that gets saved in the contact record. So if you ever wanted to go back and see for purposes of measuring and seeing how people are coming to getting to where they're going in your practice, you want to create these notes so you can go into their contact record, look through the contact record, and then be able to tell how they got to where they're at. And so that's what I'm doing, making new notes. New patient, nurture. Okay. And we're going to put in here, and you can even say, like we can even put in a placeholder for where they came from. So you can say IG. Because you can tell that from at the intake form. We'll talk about that in a minute. Or the booking form. Okay, we'll talk about that in a minute. Okay, so you can go ahead and leave that in there, and then you can say save note, right? So, and I want to actually name this I want to call this system note. So what kind of note am I saving it to? Just helps me read it. I like my automations to read like books or like prescriptions. So I can tell that the patient booked an appointment. We waited 30 seconds. We generated a system note. They want to notify the staff so the staff can verify that they actually made it. And maybe there might be some integrations with your EHR to let your EHR know that there's been a new patient booking. And with a lot of the popular EHRs, the Traffic Link app can actually integrate with those, leveraging HIPAA compliant pipelines. So basically, there's going to be a HIPAA pipeline that's opened up to be able to communicate information from the Traffic Link app to your EHR, so that you don't have to worry about losing any data and falling out of compliance. But also, you want to let your staff know that there's been a new appointment. So whoever your front office manager is going to be, or your patient coordinator, you want to let them know that you have new information. You have a new client that's booked, and you want them to check, kind of do like a secondary check, and maybe they can make that a end of the day task, and then making sure that all the new patients. All the new patient information they need is there. And there might be some other follow-up information that might need to go out. You might need to send out forms to them. You might give them logins for whatever the case is. You know your own process, and we can talk about that process in greater detail when we get on the phone. By the way, if you do want to talk to me, you can always go to chatwithxavier.com. You can always go to go there. You can go to chatwithxavier.com, and we'll schedule a 15-minute conversation where we can go through and analyze, and be on the lookout for interactive assessment that'll tell you where you're at right now and give you the actual indicators of whether or not you're ready to go viral. Okay. So let's go back and switch back over here to the traffic link app. And so we'll go ahead and we'll create a notification. And so we can send an internal note, right? And we're going to call it internal notification patient coordinator. And what this can do is you can send an email notification. So we're going to go call it email internal notification, and it's going to be from you to you, basically. And we'll just say like account email, and no, just say and this is the name. And then the email is going to be from your practice email that we will establish account email. And then we'll sign it to a specific user or particular user. And in this case, we have the one user is John Quincy. And we can set up however many users you want it to be, right? And it usually is like, it probably usually correlates with the people that are on your staff, okay? And you can say, new patient, booking, please confirm. And you can have a template that's set up that way you can send out in that, or you can say, hi. And then you can go to like John, hi John, because you know it's going to a specific person, or you can have it, you can choose, you can have it send to whoever the particular user is, right? You might have to where you have like a rolling number of people that might be responsible, but generally speaking, you want this to go to one person. You want the one person to be responsible for this confirmation. So you say, hi John, we just added a new patient. Please don't forget to verify and see that all information is collected. Is collected. Then, no need to reply. Okay, so, and if you really want to make it fun, you could put doctor and then doctor, insert your name. Okay, and hit save. And then you want to go to, now you want to send out an SMS. You want to send out an SMS, and you want this SMS to go to the contact. You can say, hi, and you can put in your contact, first name. We are looking forward to seeing you on. And you can put in the date. So I go back here and go to appointment, start date, time. And you can maybe even put in here to reschedule. Please respond to the email. Right, and you can put in the appointment confirmation email there, and then you can put in your practice name, which would be basically your account, name. And you can even put in doctor, insert your name. Depending on how big your practice is, right? If you're a smaller practice, more personalized, it may, you want to be you. But if you're a larger practice, maybe put in your patient coordinator's name. Okay? But you want it to be personalized. And this would be the SMS that goes out, right? And then at the same time as the SMS goes out, they'll be getting a confirmation email that's generated from the booking side of the application. And then in that booking side of the application, there is going to be, or an email that goes out from there, what's going to be found there is going to be a link to reschedule if need be. Okay. All right. And so you would then wait. You can set in a wait until 3 days out. And then you would go in here and you can wait wait to be your 3 days out. If the timing of the wait period is already in the past, how should the contact proceed? Skip all outbound communication, move to a specific step, or move to the next step. So this is where you can get to a little bit, because we said 3 to 5 days, so we're going to wait till 1 day or 2 days out, right? And this is why you need it. You do need to have a little bit of a throw. You do need to have a little bit in the future. Like, you don't want it to be like if they schedule today, they can book tomorrow. 1, your staff ain't going to be ready. 2, they're probably not going to be ready. And 3, you're not giving yourself enough time to nurture, right? And that's what we're building out now. So we're going to wait until 2 days out, right? And actually, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna actually insert here an email. And in this email, it's going to be from your practice name. And actually, before that, I want to be able to do something like this. Dr. Jan, Dr. Jan, and your practice name, right? And acts come from your account, email address, and then you can put in here what you should know, what you need to know about integrative medicine. Now, if you're really a pro about it, you'll have a video or like some kind of talk, or maybe you have a podcast where you went through all the things and you can say hi and then contact. We are really excited to join you on this journey, to join you on your journey to wellness. We have found that a majority patients have very specific questions. And you can put to help you understand here's a YouTube discuss what to expect from your doc. How to prepare. And then maybe what others have said about their experience. Right? What others have said about their experience with an insert your practice name. Right? And that be maybe a YouTube that you have on YouTube that's unlisted and nobody else knows about it. It's just there so you can put in easy access. And you might have the YouTube link here. Integrative Medicine Northwest, right? Because I'm in the Northwest. We're in the Northwest. Okay? So there you go. And there you go. And then it says, see you soon. And then doctor or patient coordinator. Right? Boom. Hit the save. Right? And this can be right. Hit save. Right? Then we can wait a day. Wait 1 day. And you can send out another email. And this can be another nurture, right? And okay. And then that would be set that, add it to your account. Email, how we doing on time? Okay, we're good. And then you could say what others have said about Dr. John, right? And you could say, do the same thing again. Contact first name. And then you can say, give like a quick, start off with the testimonial, just something that keeps them engaged and lets them know, okay, yeah, they're serious, right? Okay, this is what, testimonial goes here. And then you can say, and then they can say, and we understand, we truly want you to feel welcome. And if you really want to make it pro, testimonial goes here, and you can put in Janet Fincher, right? You can reach out to Miss Fincher upon Fincher at her email, and then say Janet F at gmail.com, right? So whatever the case is, right? Janet F, right, at gmail.com. She has given us permission to allow whatever the case is. That might be against HIPAA laws, right? But anyway, you can reach out or whatever the case is to the Miss Fincher, let her know, directly. But you can do stuff like that if, it's still within compliance. So, and because some people will actually they will actually personally vouch for you, right? They might actually say, well, yeah, Dr. John was, he was handling, his team is top notch, and this is what I actually experienced. And when you give people that kind of access, they're going to come to that appointment, and they're going to come to that appointment excited. And that's how you're able to secure referrals even before, right? Before they show up. And they'll just have been spreading the word around about your practice, right? So let me put this name on this, email to, and we'll play Janet Fincher testimonial. Hit save. Okay. Okay. So that's how that would go. So can you handle your viral moment? That's what we're talking about. But having the right systems in place can help you be prepared to handle that inflection point where people are going from interested to let me book with you right away. Because if you were to take in 30 new contacts right now, you'd be able to handle it if you have the right systems in place, right? So let me see something real quick. All right. So let me give you some facts about follow-up when it comes down to the medical practice, right? Or people in integrative medicine. Okay. All right. So 60 to 80% of the leads that come from viral exposure go unconverted due to lack of follow-up infrastructure, right? That was given by HubSpot in 2022. The invisible churn that happens in your business is one that is oftentimes overlooked. The patients that you never ever even realized you lost because they couldn't reach you or they didn't get a response in the right time, right? So imagine that your reel, for instance, gets 50,000 views. You get 80 DMs, 20 emails, 11 missed calls, you convert 3. What happened? You lost a lot of business. Doctor, practitioner, you lost a lot of business. And we want to make sure that you're avoiding that. And that's what we do with the traffic link. We convert those missed opportunities into booked appointments so that you can experience the inflection point that you need in your business without having to overwork or overexert yourself or your staff. And you can easily ramp yourself into a better scenario where you're able to get the new business without stressing you and everybody else out. That's just what it is, okay? So when you think about it, the top practices out there are doing these things. It's one thing to have a bunch of attention. It's another to be able to manage the attention when you get it. And we help you do that. That's what the traffic link That's the Traffic Link app is all about. We want to help you out. Don't forget, you can go over to chatwithxavier.com. Book your time. Let's get on a call. Let's schedule 15 to 30 minutes to go through what we can do to help your practice grow. All right. And I want to thank you guys very much for joining me today for Office Hours. We'll be back again on Thursday at 9 o'clock a.m. I will talk to you later. I'm Xavier. I'm the Traffic Link. You can find me on most all socials at the Traffic Link. The only one that would be different is X, and that's link_traffic. However, I'm most active on Instagram, YouTube, and LinkedIn. I'm not hard to find, you guys. You can even put me in ChatGPT and find out everything about me. By the way, can I add this little bonus in the office hours? Just as for everybody. Go put yourself in ChatGPT. Go, who am I? If you're a frequent chatter, if you're in ChatGPT and you've done a lot of things in ChatGPT to help your business out or just in general, go in ChatGPT and say, who am I? And watch what it says about you. I did that last night, and it's amazing how much it can tell about you. Now, it might be self-affirming. But it knows a lot about who we are based on the information that's out there. And then go into ChatGPT and put in your practice name. That's going to be interesting, because you got to understand that going forward from here on out, it's not enough just to have your presence in social in SEO, right? In search engines, right? And having search engine optimization. Now it's, are you indexed in these various different AI engines, right? Are you listed in Claude? Are you listed in ChatGPT, right? Are you listed in Gemini? Are you listed in Meta AI? Just go into them and just put things in there. We're going to be talking about that at a later time. How to get indexed in the AI engines, right? How to be found in AI. We're going to be talking about that, how we can get your practice aligned and ready to go, so that when people say, what am I experiencing? I have and when they list their symptoms out, and people do it all the time, they list their symptoms out in AI all the time. You want your practice to be one that shows up as a preferred, as somebody they can go to and get an immediate response for. And that's what we're talking about. If you're not ready to go viral, here's your chance to get ready. This is your opportunity. I just want to leave that little bonus in there about AI and how to get indexed in AI. And if you are indexed in AI, right there at the very end. But I'm out, you guys. I'm going to catch you guys next time. I'm Xavier, the Traffic Link. Thank you guys very much for joining me this week.